Hello everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Even doing my intro feels a bit strange on a video like this. It doesn't feel created or fake, so doing that seems strange, but I think I should. So today's video is a soft-spoken ramble, kind of a chit-chat, kind of just catching up on things that have happened and also addressing why in November I think there was only 1 or 2 videos posted when there should have been like 8 posted in November. Yeah, it's for anyone that watched in October, it was obvious that things didn't go very well then, and there was even, as always, a video addressing what had gone wrong then, and I thought things would get better in October, and I thought things would get better in November, and that I could just get back to the basics. I did the coloring video. Honestly, I think that might be the only one I did. Not sure. Yeah, I just want to do like really basic ASMR videos, not created or themed, and just make something enjoyable. And it's not, well, as of November, it's not like anything really specifically horrible happened. Not like, huge tragedies or, big problems that took, days to deal with. Nothing like that, but just when things are difficult, even like when things are not pleasant, you generally like recharge by going to a cafe with a friend or going shopping like with your mom. Like what I try to do is I want to go shopping with my mom, and things just, even that will go wrong or become a part of the problem. So now, instead of just fixing or like trying to recover from the stress of what the main problem is, now you've got to recover from your attempt to recover from it. And when every single thing is like that, it doesn't leave much left in a person to be able to be creative or genuine or happy. And yeah, so November didn't go well for the channel, and I was hoping that December would fix that. And instead, by the first couple days in December, actual, like, tragedy, horrible things started happening, and worse than November. And I did have some amount of time to film, but there was just so little of me left, and just so tired that filming, just doing any kind of recording that would be worth watching just wasn't gonna happen. So the plan was to decorate a little Christmas tree that I'm going to put behind me where I had the leaf bouquet for autumn. And like that would be the first video, and then I don't really know from there. I never really had a plan for Christmas, but I just wanted to do festive videos. And now we're all the way to December 7th, and we're a week into December. Haven't made a video yet, and even this one isn't festive. It's just a ramble. So if that tells you how things have gone, not good. So basically, I want to show you the tree. I can't decorate it in this video, but I do want to show you because it'll be the next video that I record. And because my mouth is super dry right now, and I forgot to bring up my water. I was gonna do this like yeah, if that shows you how much my throat's not working. I was going to pour the coffee later in the video so it's more like snuggly and we'll get a bit of a vibe, but I am choking. So we're gonna move the coffee up. This will be the first thing I'll do. I'm not wearing nails today because the focus of the video isn't tapping, and I'm also just trying to get back in the swing of things, and gluing nails to my hands, that's not the vibe. But I have this oat milk vanilla latte. It's oat milk. There. Oat milk vanilla latte. I didn't used to drink anything like this. I would make like chai lattes at home. Not that fancy. I just the bag and then add the oat milk. Like I did for fall. I think I had like chai lattes, a couple of videos. Yeah, I usually don't get like canned coffee like this, but my sister got these and they smelled so good, and I had one of them. I'm like, this is really, really good. Like, it's not how I would have expected it to taste, so I got a couple the last time I went out, and I'm going to put it in this Christmassy pedestal mug. Because even though it's not a Christmas video, I want to get the vibes going. So I'll probably pour it off camera because it's gonna be noisy and I have to open the top. But yeah, then I can sip on this and not have a dry throat. Okay, so I can pour it. Probably back here. I think it's in focus. Okay, it's not making any. Oh, no, it's too loud. This isn't working. Oh well. Okay, that didn't make the pouring sound I was hoping for, but I have a feeling this video. Okay, so that jump cut, I dropped the can on the computer that's recording, and fortunately it was empty. This. And now there's a plane. That's a perfect example of how things are going. I want to make pouring sounds. It's too thick to make pouring sounds. I want to make it look good when I pour it. It looks janky. I try to move the can. I drop it on the computer. I try to dress it. A plane, just like you're seeing. That's everything I have been doing. Like a little thing. Like I just want to pour coffee, and like something will happen where it's just like. And instead of that being a net positive, it's a net negative, if that makes any sense. So that's why the video is the way it is. Just chit-chat, not actual production, because I don't have it in me. I just don't. But even making this video is so draining and difficult. Like, I feel like I'm just messing up constantly, and like, I want to do this, I don't want to do anything else, but at the same time, everything is just so exhausting and difficult. Even pouring this, like, could it have just gone better? It is delicious. I love the oat milk ones. They come in, I think it's probably dairy milk, but the oat milk, apart from being plant-based, it's thicker and it has like a more rich type of taste instead of it being more, yeah, I don't know what the other way that it would taste. It tastes rich and I like it. So yeah, I'll sip on that throughout the video. You can get cozy vibes from that and a Christmassy mug, at least. So, to address the elephant in the room for probably the few people that will watch this that know me, from the start of December to now, my 18-year-old cat from my childhood he's the last one from like when I was 7 as opposed to older and ones I've adopted. He was one of 4 kittens that we adopted. They're actually strays. We rescued them. So I guess rescued, not adopted. When I was 6 years old, but like I would turn 7 almost immediately, so 7. And yeah, 4 boy kittens, and he outlived all 3 of his brothers, so he made it to 18. But from the start of December, he had started to rapidly decline, as we figured he would. And we were hoping for it to be, where he could be at home and not have to be put to sleep at the vet, because his 3 brothers did. They were not going peacefully, and we had to take them in. But, so that was about 4 days of just monitoring him, staying with him, making him as happy as we could. And by Friday night, it became obvious that that wasn't going to happen. He was still way too aware, way too alive, but had started to, I guess, suffer. So we made the decision Saturday morning to take him in so that, 1, he wouldn't suffer anymore. 2, if things got bad Saturday afternoon or evening, we wouldn't have to take him to an emergency vet, because Saturday around noon is when like primary vets close, and there aren't any emergency vets nearby, and they're more expensive. So we had to make that decision. And as of recording this, I'm recording it Sunday morning, so not even 24 hours after taking him in. I don't know, it feels weird to record so soon after, considering I didn't record in November and all of December. so far, I mean, the first week, for much smaller things than this. But now, it's almost like I can get my thoughts in order, and there's really nothing else I want to do. I can't go for a walk because it just snowed a whole bunch, and it's a cold, slushy mess out there. I've already talked to my friends, so I don't have any more of that to do. Yeah, there's really nothing I want to do, and after this I'll be editing for a long time, so that'll preoccupy me, and it feels wrong to create a superficial ASMR video, but it doesn't really feel wrong to just chat and ramble, and if anyone wants to listen, they can. Otherwise, I'm just talking into the void, and even if 5 people hear it, then it's not like I'm talking to myself, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I'm coping at the moment. If any of you follow me on my Instagram, you would have seen the 2 stories that I put up. One was God, my throat. So apparently crying ruins your throat and nose, because, oh my god. Maybe I should just cut that whole bit out. Oh my god. I didn't even put on makeup for the video and then cried, ruined the makeup, and had to put it back on. I'm such a mess. But if ever it was justified to be a mess, I feel like it's now. When you lose a cat, you can be a mess. But if you'd seen my Instagram stories, I made 2. One was like a memorial to him and his picture, and the other addressed kind of just a viewpoint, a realization that came to mind based off of something that happened. And when it was like, I don't know, like half an hour before we had to go, I think it was like 10 in the morning, my time. Yeah, it was like 10 in the morning. I was preparing to go to the vet, so like getting the cage, brushing my hair, teeth, putting on clothes that weren't, pajamas. Whatever I was wearing the night before, just getting ready. And the whole time I'm doing this, I have one friend DMing me about like food and recipes, and like I think what started it was I made a post about liking broccoli. I don't even remember what they'd first said, but they had messaged me about that, and like, oh, I haven't eaten broccoli in forever, I like it this way, and I'm like, yeah, I like it that way. And then we talked about like other vegetables we like, and got on the topic of like veggie pasta, different vegetables with pasta, like just talking about anything other than this. And they didn't know about the cat, I think at all, if at all, and definitely didn't know within days. I didn't tell them. And yeah, that really, just talking with them helped me stay focused and not really start to spiral, preparing to do what I had to do. And I think at the same time, there was laughing, not crying. A different friend of mine, she did a new makeup look and had photos taken of her to put up. And as anyone who's done photography of any kind, you'll know that it's like for every for every 5 good pictures, there's 10 that are just slop. And for every 10 slop pictures, there's one that's just so bad it's almost funny. And she posted those, ironically. And the bad one was the camera was too close to her face and had flash on. So I'm going to say probably the first picture, knowing that it had flash. And the flash had completely whited out her face. It was just completely whited out. It was like there were no facial features. It was all just this glowing white. And in it you could almost see one of her eyes, like the eye shine. And we were like joking. Joking, not really mocking, but just like, oh my god, in the comments. And that was at the same time I was replying to her while messaging the other friend. Like messages were coming in as I'm replying, and both things happening while everything else was happening, and neither of them knowing. It made me think that, I mean, it's not like a profound realization. There's quotes on this, there's poems on it, there's people have said it like in comments, and they're of it, like it's not new. But it's something I sometimes forget. And it's that you don't know what someone is going through unless they tell you, or unless they can't hide it for some reason. And to them, you know, I picture them sitting on their couch, or maybe like at a bus stop, or in a car, maybe, you know, in their kitchen making food, anywhere you would just exist and text someone. Like I just picture totally normal, like maybe they're on break. And that's what I pictured them doing unconsciously, you know, in the back of my head, while I'm messaging them. And it's like they're probably picturing the same thing, that I'm just making food, sitting on a couch, yeah, walking somewhere, whatever, and texting. In no version of events would they have pictured, for no reason, me getting ready to have my cat put to sleep, like literally getting ready to go to the vet, getting the cage ready, and talking about pasta. They wouldn't have, that's not something that you would consider, but that was what was happening. They were talking to someone who was doing that and helping them, because talking to them, it kept me calm. But even when you're messaging someone, or there's someone, as the story showed, someone driving, you know, zoning out and not noticing the green light, or taking a minute to order, or the cashier that wasn't friendly, like, you don't know what they just had to do, or like you don't know, like the news they just got, or what they're remembering. or what they're on their way to do. So the point of that story was to show, like, it doesn't mean that you can excuse bad behavior, but if someone's doing something that's irritating or inconvenient for you, don't just go straight to hate or judgment or combative, argumental aggression, any of that, because, yeah, some people are idiots, some people shouldn't be on the road, but other people are perfectly normal people that normally don't cause any disruption around them, do everything right, but maybe that day was one of the worst days of their life. And you don't know that unless they tell you. So the whole point of the story was to basically remind everyone of that, remind myself of that, because it's really easy to forget, especially if something, like, even if I hadn't been messaged, I wouldn't have really thought about my place in the world in the middle of all that and how I come across to people that don't know this is happening. Yeah, so I made that post and it was well received. Everyone's been very supportive, and I really do appreciate that. Having people that aren't directly involved, not family or like, like family or your bestie that you're around all the time, just people on the outskirts to communicate with and to give their condolences but not also be in mourning. That really helps because it reminds you that there's a world out there. It's not just, it keeps the world from like closing in and plain it keeps the world from closing in. It keeps you from kind of getting in your own head too much about what had happened. It keeps things in perspective. It gives you something else to think about that isn't just mindlessly scrolling YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Like, it's tangible, it's meaningful, but it's not directly related. And that is one of the best things you can do. Even if it's just one person, bunch of people, close friend, distant friend, just having one person to even just randomly message about, vegetables. Like, it doesn't need to be related to the issue, but that just takes you a step away from it, and that is so important. I'm not going to guarantee that I can put in images of my cat or the posts, but if I can, they'll have been popping up sporadically throughout this. I'm never 100% sure on my editing skills. Sometimes they're other times I get it perfect. So I'll see what I can do. Coffee break because my throat is not happy. Yes, I did just bang my teeth on the cup. Even just having the coffee to drink is, comforting. It just not doing more than one thing at a time, but not just like I'm not only talking to you guys, I'm not only making a video, I'm drinking something. It just keeps I don't know, keeps that tunnel vision is the best way I can go. It's like emotional tunnel vision from happening. So, who knows? It just keeps things grounded. I don't usually use the word grounded, but I feel like it works right now. So yeah, thank you to any of you who are watching this, and also were one of the people that made my night a little bit better. To change the topic onto something a little bit happier, and also hopefully remember any of the other things I wanted to bring up. I do want to show you the Christmas tree that I'm planning to decorate in the next video, so you can kind of get a taste of what it'll look like. And I'm also really excited about it because I love this tree. Okay, I don't know if it'll fit in frames. Might have to back up a bit. Okay. This is the tree. Just a little pedestal. And it's not huge. But I wanted something just little and kind of snowy and light and cute like this, but also not just a white tree. I want to have some green. And this is exactly what I was. There's one thing that worked, was I got the tree I was looking for. I didn't have to compromise. And it would go, yeah, right about, I try not to yank my window blinds down. Yeah, I would go right about there. Window blinds. Fairy lights. I'm trying not to yank my fairy lights down. Yep, go right there and be decorated with, okay, and be decorated with various things. Let me get a few of them for you. I'm going to put these little candy canes on it. I think they'll fit pretty well. Yeah. They're almost too big, but they're the smallest ones I could find. And yeah, so the little candy canes. Sticking with the color theme, I got these. Wow, was there styrofoam? Okay. I got these little red ornaments. I think they're shatterproof, which is good because this tree will be getting knocked over multiple times. So, glittery red ornaments. And then I got this gold star to put on the top of it. So it would be look like that, and then have gold, red and white ornaments with the gold star. And as for the lights, This is where I'm not entirely sure, because behind me are the gold fairy lights, and I wanted gold, so it could be red, gold, white, and green. Brain, I can't think. The green obviously being the tree, and then all the other colors. But now I'm realizing that gold lights might blend in perfectly with the fairy lights that I have in my curtains. So then I thought, well, it wouldn't be deviating from the theme that much because it is red and gold, not multi, because multi has the pink and the blue and the yellow. Don't want that, so what I got was gold fairy lights to put on the tree. But then if that doesn't work, if I look at it and it's just blending in, I got the same fairy lights but in red and green, so that the lights would match the ornaments and the tree itself. The gold star then being the only element of gold, but that way it doesn't blend in with the lights I have behind me. I'm thinking I'm gonna use these, but it's worth a look. Maybe the other ones will work. But yeah, and I want to make a video just setting it up. It'll be just like this, but angled differently, and yeah, you can watch me put the ornaments on, string the lights, light them up, and obviously put the tree in place. So that'll be the next video up after this one, and I don't know if it would be Tuesday, Wednesday. Honestly, it'll be up sometime next week, between like Tuesday and Friday. I don't think it's going to go up as late as Friday because this one is going up Monday probably. So yeah, so this goes up Monday. It'll probably be like Thursday, just because I also don't know if I'm going to have a chance to do this right away. Let's just go with that. At this point, uploading more than once a month is something to celebrate, so if it's a day off, not a big deal. Throat's still scratchy. I don't know if there was anything else I wanted to address. There kind of was. Not so much about me, but just in general. I'm very aware, even back when Christmases were magical for me and the best time of the year for me, I am aware that for a lot of people, whether that be people where Christmases were a bad time in their family, people that just don't care about Christmas, people that have gone through losses, which this is the camp that I'm in, or much older people that struggle around this time of year. I'm very aware that Christmas is not always a magical time. Not always a magical time, and can sometimes be a painful time of the year. Not even just a thing to do, but something that actually hurts. I don't really know how to make Christmas videos, ASMR videos that can address that. I don't even really have a plan in place other than the Christmas tree video. I don't even really have a plan on what videos to make, so maybe I can think of one where it's like maybe a roleplay, but then it's like, if it's like a whole roleplay and I'm just trying to comfort you through Christmas, well then people that are happy about Christmas are like brought down. So I don't know if I can work it into one or many videos. I will. I might just do a thing where like, I make the Christmas video with the tree, like the decorating the tree. And I do want to do one where I show and tell Christmas presents that I bought for people, because it's an influx now of things I haven't used in videos before. A lot of them very tingly. I want to do a wrapping video. I wrap presents. And maybe some kind of role play, maybe not. Like, we'll feel it out, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 4 videos in December. Well, I have time to fit 2 more videos in that maybe aren't Christmas related, and just tapping on perfume bottles, or a ramble like this. Maybe I still have that wig, maybe I can brush her hair, or like the visual triggers video, maybe I'll do that one. You know, I'll think of something. I have a pretty big list of possibilities of videos that are not Christmas related, so if Christmas is a bad time for you, then you don't have to only get Christmas content from me in December. You can get 2 videos that don't remind you of Christmas. And then you can just vibe with that and ignore the rest. So out of breath. So yeah, I feel like that's the best thing I can do for both parties. Have holly jolly Christmas videos, not implement, a dark element to it where it's like, I'm sorry about this time of year, not do that. Just keep them positive, but then also just take a break from doing the Christmas videos interspersed, so that you can get a break from the content, rather than still have it be Christmassy, but also not uplifting. And for me, it's not to the point where, like, for old people, elderly, maybe just even people my age where like bad stuff has happened, where they're alone for Christmas. It's not that I'm alone, it's just that some of the people that made Christmas really special back in the day are obviously gone. That's kind of, it's sad, but it doesn't ruin it for me. I can still feel the magic to some extent around Christmas, but compared to when I was 9 or 15, just any time, honestly, before 2020, if you know what I mean, between my age and the way the world was, there was just an element of peace and family, comfort, joy that there just isn't. And now this year, having lost the last cat from my childhood, I feel another degree removed from that time. And I feel like the last year, this year, 2022, I think, was a really bad year for me, Christmas-wise. Yeah, I think it was 2022 was really bad. This year's probably going to be too. There's just an element of, it's this thing that I have to get done and not a time to celebrate. And that is really kind of a bad feeling when it used to be special. It used to be just completely 100% good. And now with that, just part of it's being an adult, part of it is stuff that's happened, part of it's just the season of life that we're in right now. I'm in right now compared to maybe 5 years from now. Although, I hate saying this word, but I honestly don't see it getting any better, because even if these problems go away, new ones are going to come up, and it's just knowing that it's not going to ever be the way it was when you were a kid or even a teen. It just adds a dark element to something that was once so special. That's where I'm at with Christmas. Participating in it helps. It makes me feel, I can still feel the happiness, the jolly element of it. Not really much peace or comfort, but jolly is a good word, where it's just like, it was fun. That's how I feel, which is more than some people feel this time of year. And I don't want to make videos where I'm not enthusiastic, because it really does come through on the screen. There's been videos where I'm struggling and you can feel it, or I can at least feel it just watching it back. So I don't want to make it worse for anyone or myself, but I can't really guarantee that I can be 100% genuinely festive or happy without it coming across as fake. And I'm really not good at hiding how I feel or faking being happy, so there either might be another gap where I can't record, hopefully not, or just videos that aren't quite what I want them to be, but I don't foresee any massive bumps in the road. So hopefully for the rest of December I can record the kind of stuff I want to record, not just an endless stream of channel updates and what happened to me rambles. So I'm hoping things get better for myself, the people around me, and anyone that's struggling with holidays. Thanksgiving is, at least the last 2 years have been particularly rough, and this year was no exception. It's like whatever I need, you third person I guess, but like whatever I needed in recent time, it's like it's the opposite of what I've gotten. I just wanted a Thanksgiving where, we don't really celebrate, and that's not just what I wanted. Like, we usually don't really do anything other than just make a little more food than usual and eat it at the dining room table instead of in the living room. Like, that's the extent of what we usually do. But not this year. That was what I needed. I needed that more than ever. But this year, neighbors came over, more family than usual. Even the day after was the Black Friday excursion, which I don't usually do Black Friday. Don't care. There's problems with it and people and stuff. But no, then it was Black Friday shopping with more family, and it was not as bad as it could have been. And on the face of it, it was good, but more coffee. On the face of it, it was good, but it was the last thing I needed in that moment. I needed to be alone and peaceful, and it was anything but. And that night, once I got back, was one of the worst places I've been in mentally for, I would say, ever. It sounds dramatic and uncalled for, but when I say spiral, I don't mean like, oh, I, felt a bit down. I mean, falling into a really bad place mentally that you can't get out of. And that happened. I think the only time that may have been worse was what I've referenced before, which was October of last year. And I would say it was as bad, just for that one night. And it wasn't because the day went bad, it was because I didn't have anything left to give. I didn't have any energy left. But I had to go, and that you can only go into so much of a deficit before your mind just kind of breaks, I think. And yeah, that happened. And the minute I could recover from that, it was the cat situation. So it really has been one thing after another. But I've foreseen what happened with the cat. He was very old and starting to decline. So that didn't come out of the blue. The problems with filming in October came out of the blue. The stuff in November, kind of seen it coming. I don't see any massive problems coming in December, but that's not a guarantee. Stuff can still go wrong. I might try to edit this video, and I can't even imagine the possibilities are endless for things that can go wrong just doing that. So hopefully I can get control of things in December and actually have as good a time as I possibly can. But we'll see. I can't control everything, and I can't see into the future, so hopefully things improve for me and I can make content for all of you, and yeah, we can all just try to get a good vibe together and enjoy winter, the holidays, whatever part of this year you can enjoy, try to, because there's a lot to not enjoy, no matter who you are right now, and it's easy to let that completely drown the things that you can look forward to and can enjoy, to the point where you miss out. And that's worse than, unless you're at that deficit, trying to cultivate a good time, even if it's just going and getting a coffee, or for me it's really the only thing I'm looking forward to is decorating a tree. So I don't want to let what's happened ruin that moment that might be really nice for me. So I guess that's another thing to take from all of this, is unless you can't afford an emotional deficit, keep trying to have those moments that will hopefully end well and give you that little boost of happiness in life to help get you through just the everyday struggles that everyone has. So that's the best advice I can give. And yeah, I feel like it was a comprehensive, like, it included everything I needed to say channel update, because yeah, the elephant in the room is that I haven't recorded for like a month except for one video. And yeah, right now I don't have it in me to, like, so today we're gonna be tapping on this and here's the first one. Like, I don't have it in me to do that right now. Yeah, I just can't, and at the same time, this kind of stuff is all I want to do. So when in doubt, just talk, and if someone wants to listen, they can. If they want to sleep, they can. If it's not their cup of tea, then maybe they'll click on a different video. I have like 26 different videos now, so there's got to be something for everyone at this point, because they're all very different. Yeah. I hope to put in the necessary images and footage and stuff so y'all can see my cat and like the message that I wrote, things like that. And hopefully there aren't any, still recording, yay, any large glitches, and this goes up smoothly because from there I can focus on the tree and getting more ideas written up for potential holiday themed videos. So that should be, God, it's like this tickle in my throat that won't go away and I don't want to keep coughing. It's not a cold, I can tell the difference, it's just dry. And my foot's asleep. So with a tingling foot and a scratching throat, I think we'll end that here. I did have it turned up a little too high at one point from when I showed the tree, unfortunately. So that's not great. Hopefully it didn't ruin anything. And yeah, that will probably be all for this video. Another thank you to everyone who subscribed so far, and even bigger thank you to those who know me on my social medias and supported me through that time, knowingly or unknowingly. So thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the Christmas tree video. Thanks for watching. Try to have a good rest of your weekend. No, this is going up Monday, so try to have a good week, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.